Ever met someone who looked quiet, but carried a storm behind their smile? In the Army, loyalty means everything. But what happens when that loyalty is betrayed? This is a story of one soldier who, after being fired, didn't walk away quietly. He walked away laughing as chaos exploded behind him. And the best part? His revenge was so clean, so clever, no one saw it coming. If you've ever dreamed of payback that hits where it hurts the most, hit that like button. And let's dive into one of the most legendary acts of silent revenge ever pulled inside the military. Back when I served as an officer stationed in Germany, our regiment ran like a well-oiled machine. Strict rules, daily drills, discipline above all else. And then there was Private Mason, the kind of guy everyone liked, even when he broke the rules. Smart, quick with a joke, and annoyingly good at his job. But trouble? It followed him like a shadow. Missed curfews, uniform infractions, harmless pranks. Nothing serious, but enough to earn him a final warning. I pulled him aside one evening. "Mason," I said, "you're good at what you do. Don't throw it away." He nodded, said he'd straighten out. For a while, he did, until one night, a pub argument turned into a shoving match. And that was it. The decision came down swift and sharp. Discharge papers. I hated seeing him go, but rules were rules. The thing about Mason was, he wasn't dumb. He was a regimental clerk, meaning he had access to every single officer's payroll account, salary, and banking details. When he left, we all thought he was gone for good. But apparently, he had one more goodbye planned, because the night before his final day, Mason somehow got back into the administrative office. No one knows how. Maybe an old key, maybe a favor from someone who owed him one. He sat there, under flickering fluorescent lights, staring at the payroll system. And then, click by click, line by line, he changed the bank details of every officer he didn't like. Where did the money go? Straight to animal shelters, wildlife charities, and even a donation fund for stray cats. It was quiet. No alarms. No evidence. He finished, locked the office, and vanished into the night. Then came payday. At first, no one noticed. But by day 2, phones were ringing off the hook. One officer stormed into my office, shouting that his account was empty. Another said his bank had sent a default notice. I logged in to check the payroll reports, and froze. All the outgoing transfers were legitimate, processed, cleared, but the recipients? Every single one belonged to charity. I couldn't help it. I laughed. I mean, it was evil genius. Half the officers were panicking, and the other half were trying to figure out how to call their banks without sounding like idiots. We quickly realized this wasn't a system glitch. It was a targeted act of revenge. Military investigators traced every change back to Mason's login credentials. But by then, he was gone. Left Germany. Left the Army. Probably sipping a pint somewhere with the most satisfied grin in the world. It took months for the Army to recover funds. Charities don't just hand back donations easily. Some of the officers didn't see their full pay restored for weeks. And me? He spared me. Maybe because I was the only one who treated him like a human being. Maybe because I warned him to walk the right path. Or maybe he just wanted me to know he was capable of more than anyone gave him credit for. I remember sitting in the mess hall later that month, hearing officers grumble about their missing money. And I couldn't help but smile. Mason didn't burn the system. He just reminded it who really held the keys. And while I'll never condone what he did, I'll admit it. It was poetic. One last salute to the institution that kicked him out, wrapped in pure chaos and irony. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. Sometimes it's a quiet click that sends an entire command into panic. And somewhere out there, I bet Mason still laughs whenever he thinks about that payday. If that twist made you smile, or made you imagine pulling off something that smooth, hit that like button, drop a comment with respect, Mason, and subscribe for more real-life revenge stories that prove karma doesn't always need to wait.